A haze of flame and confusion enveloped.
Well now,
If Anne claps you on the shoulder. A haze of flame and confusion. A haze of flame and confusion envelops you as the...
Shall I take you to the island? But that makes no sense. Think about it. You don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side. If murder was on my mind, I could do the job right here. It is. But I know what I'm doing. I've been working this crossing. Shall I take you to the island? A trifling amount, I'm sure you'll agree. Payment in advance. Would all aboard. Step careful as you disembark. Wouldn't want you to get hurt as you die upon the dock. In the interest of efficiency and to ensure my quick return to the mainland, please empty... I didn't lie. I just asked you to trust me. The mistake is no refunds. But if you're Shall I take you to the mainland? I shall.
It can't be far, can it? Leave me alone. alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Impressive. Dare say the spirit of the one stronger in you than anyone else I've seen. Even Murga. Impressive. Dare say the spirit of the one stronger in you than anyone else I've seen. Even Murga.
breed. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order!
How you holding up?
Against the ancient...
Well, there you are. Anything else you want to chat about? Shame to...
So, ready to set sail when you are, Your Holiness. Fantastic. Now, on to the interesting part.
After many adventures, the party finally reached the place where Godwo can go to become divine. But more surprises and difficult choices awaited.
Here we are, the Nameless Isle. And here I thought Malady was Still, it's what's on the inside that counts, isn't that right? And this is the place you're meant to become a god. I can't help but wonder exactly what you intend to do with such a power. I have no doubt about that, but do remember, you can do what's good for you. You'll want to hurry now. Divinity is waiting, after all. Excellent question. Normally, this place ought only to be known to... Regardless of who's on the island, all that matters is who ascends. The strongest will survive. I'm hardly an expert on the matter, but I'm smart enough to rise to divinity. You probably need to take a...
Sabine slides her hand in yours. Makes your heart skip.
I've something I need to tell you. You earned it just by being... you. You see, the thing is...
She scrapes her throat, hesitates.
I'm afraid you're going to accuse me of killing the mood, but... I need to talk to you about the Master. No, not anymore. Or my dear, sweet boy. I've grown to trust you since I've had names on my skin. Wasn't easy, I know. Come, sit down with me for...
You both sit down, cross-legged, knees to knees, hand in hand. Suddenly, a melody. Sabine sings a song, haunting in its simplicity.
This is my Scar song. It's all the Master needs to make me his slave once more, unless I will soon confront him, with you by my side. My love, will you sing? Good answer.
Her cat's eyes close as she leans in for a kiss. You kiss. It's sweet and wonderful. You wish it could last forever.
My word.
You both get up and smile to one another warmly. When you hear a sound in the distance and turn to look, Sabine
Adventure calls, but I say we...
Look at that island, Quercus. Can you smell it? Over the stink of the water. We're better to find a clue about the Great Acorn. Some of those... The Knights of Dre will never find us here. A perfect sanctuary to pause. There's no rest for the wicked, Quercus. Somewhere on this ancient isle, there must be a clue that will help. We must tread carefully. I'm sure such a wonderland will be dangerous, but at least it should be free from the Knights of Dre. What would we do, Quercus? Why, Anyway, we have something for your...
The squirrel reaches out and hands you a piece of bark.
Something I discovered in your lizard friend's basement. She won't miss it. Our shields...
Gareth greets you warmly. He's oddly chipper. More chipper than you've ever seen him.
I should thank you. I don't know what came over me. Praise Lucian, I had you to put me on the right track. Not bad. Took some time to think. My parents led good lives. I'd rather celebrate them for the love they gave me than to wail. Besides, we have work to do. Once we anchor at the Nameless Isle, I'll scout ahead. See if I can help locate the council and ease the way. I'll report to you on what I find.
Gareth offers his farewell and hums to himself.
We disembark soon. I'll set out first and see what information I might find to ease your journey.
You don't look very divine to me. What are you waiting for?
Like to take a look at what? By all means.
little girl doesn't acknowledge...
Tread carefully, my dear. Those are black rings. I studied the tablet that you so generously provided. It showed me everything I... See those structures further inland? Remarkably like those from the caverns of the Black Pit. Also, you will likely encounter sworn followers of the God King on that island, I suspect. I would avoid combat if possible. Death can be less than final for them.
Almira doesn't respond right away. Instead, she turns and
I sense a familiar presence. The Sallow Man. Yes. He's there somewhere. Beware his underlings, though. If they challenge your presence, pose as a thrall of mine, and you should gain safe passage. Something on your mind, darling?
Do what you must at this place, sorcerer. I don't want to linger a moment longer.
Quite a journey I've found myself on with you. Is this where it ends, I wonder? Dangers indeed. Gleku Duma, the words of the lone wolves. No, speak their words, and you might pass. Consider it a token of my thanks. Pursuit of my interests has led me to fall in with some... I know, not something to be proud of. But they let me do as I wished, so desperate they were for aid after the Deathfall cut...
He snorts derisively.
The last thing this world needs is another would-be god, and an army of fools willing to follow him. It's a sop to all the fools who think that someone will grant them power and immortality. They become sworn, as it was put to me. Bound to serve, die, and be reborn. You should have seen them all. On their knees, worshipping a new tyrant just to spite 7 old ones. I got away from them while... There's a clue in the name. He's a god, or something. They're all the same, you know. Tyrants, liars, carrion birds. The best thing would be for them all to destroy each other and leave the rest of us to live in peace. My efforts continue. I must admit it's quite an intricate... I'm afraid that exploring this... I'm afraid that exploring this island would...
Hello. This island is something else, huh? Of course. Told you I would, didn't I? Sure thing. I'll start
This place is welcoming, isn't it? We should keep our eyes on the prize. Divinity. I saw the mass death caused by the divine order, and if it can't, what good is it? You're right. The gods may be dead.
Ifan shrugs and turns to survey the...
I think we should find out what it is.
Ifan claps you on the shoulder.
Ever strike you that life is just a series of islands? Like, you put down roots, something upends it all, and then you sail off and put roots down somewhere else. It's just islands. You think I want to be the head of the Order? All I care about is dealing with that royal arsepain, and a divine sure as hell would be capable of doing just that. I ain't thought beyond there, and I ain't gonna prime that pump till I have to. I know I'm fumbling along here. I know the ways of royalty and the ways of piracy, but I know shite about divinity. But hey, you make good fumbling.
Beast looks left, then right, then down, unsure if his compliment hit its mark. Beast flashes a relieved grin and absent-mindedly begins to twist 3 strands of beard hair.
Let me tell you a story about Justinia. I think we were, say, age 10 at the time. There was a big reception one night. The ridiculous kind, where all the ladies wear dresses. So I decided to surprise all the noble farts at dinner. Snuck into the kitchen. They had a giant bowl, and then I made my move. I dragged off that pig when no one was looking, and stuffed it in a floor cupboard. Then I crawled onto the platter and pulled the lid up over me. You can't guess. Some stuffy duke yanks off the lid and good old Beastie jumps it. Caused quite the stir. Queen wanted me gone, but little cousin Justinia, she had my back. Told Queen Laura. So the point is, well, I ain't sure. I guess that she has a good heart, but...
Yes? And I remember saying I'd probably never tell you. Then again, why not? So, here goes. No, hang on.
She retrieves a small flask from her back. Tears stream from her eyes as she offers you the flask.
They're tears of joy, I assure you. Here, have some joy.
You drink. It burns. Soon the tears...
Not bad, is it? So good it happened. Now then, the epic of the Master and the... There was, of course. It began when I woke in the dark room. He removed my blindfold, and still I stingtail. How he came... The Master bid the dream a dream, and so he did. He trembled, as if in pain. I screamed, as he traced the design of the scar, and all the while the Master looked on in darkest silence. No, I'm quite all right. But thanks. So, once the scarring was over, and the pain, young, strong, smart. You know I don't exactly lack. It shakes me little now, all too little. But that first time, that I had now lived in the dark for what might as well have been years. There were no stars that night. She sat. My stabs weren't as mercifully exact as they should have been. When it was done, I crawled back to the master, broken, crept back into the box. You understand me completely. The bastard will be master no longer. Oh, honey, you should be. The mere recollection of this tune, it haunts me. Sometimes, and when I think of what it made me do, it's enough.
She pats your shoulder awkwardly.
But darling, well, not unless you'd attempt to sing. But you're far too smart for any such shenanigans. Now then, on a more serious note, come here.
A kiss, a sweet, stolen moment.
See? I told you we should do this again sometime. The very best.
She cocks her head ever so slightly.
Why? Don't tell me you disagree. Thank you. I quite agree, and I'm sure I'll have mercy on you when I'm a goddess. In all seriousness, though, I mean, divinity. Will it be a blessing or a burden? Would we be And then there's the question that makes me shiver most of all. Would we still be ourselves? Would I remain Sibyl, or would my mortal soul die upon gaining divine immortality? But I do, for I've no intention of losing.
She sighs and closes her.
Such a silly game we play, to be a god. It's quite...
These bodies have been purged.
We could have done this.
I suspect we shall soon find out.
No ghost woman. All are purged.
A Magister, dead on the beach. What a surprise.
The seaside doesn't suit them, does it?
I fancy a swim.
You need a bath.
magisters and paladins, all dead.
No spirits here either. You'd expect to see some at least.
As if from nowhere, a sweating warrior appears before you.
Who the hell's be you? Thralls to Almira. I borrow Yower grunts, mistress. The Divine Order pick...
He points you towards the nearby temple.
You have your orders. Get to it. I thank you kindly, mistress. Now...
The warg snarl. White-hot pain, fangs sinking into you. A magister appears and offers her hand. You reach... The spirit of a paladin stands before...
Get away from me, Blackwing lackey!
The spirit does not... The spirit of a magister priestess swipes her staff in one...
Wargs! Sir, watch out! Get away from him!
A ghostly cacophony reaches your ears. The snarl of a beast. There's another scream, cut short by a wet crunch. The priestess falls. A brief flash of confusion.
Fighting alongside each other. A rare sight indeed.
The spirit of a magister brandishes her sword in one hand.
There's too many of them. Get the bishop to the Elven Temple. We'll hold them off.
She turns her attention forward once more.
Bishop, wait. Alexander is here. This Elven Temple may want...
You frown with surprise. Alexander vanished along with all the others when the Lady Vengeance breached the Hall of Echoes. You assumed he was dead.
I've got questions for him, and he'd better have answers, or his second...
Cutting him down a second time will be even more satisfying.
Has as many lives as a cat, it seems. Let...
The warg snarls at you.
I kill you, snake meat!
If Mistress Almira would have her thralls report to camp there yonder.
You're not the thrall I've been promised, but...
He pulls a small dagger from his robe and leans in close.
Such a pristine hide. Your skin will make a beautiful canvas.
The soldier starts, backing away quickly.
I didn't mean anything. The God King has promised us thralls of mines to be my old master, and he'll suffer like he never... Maybe if you dedicated yourself fully to him, the God King... Go, leave me be, slave.
The warg snarls. The warg snarls at you. The wargs. The wargs. The spirit of the Magister lunges at an unseen... The spirit spins around.
How spectacular. Did you see the light?
The necromancer looks wistful.
To experience the transcendental. There is such beauty in it all. Oh, yes. Yes. Martial combat. The moment when you reach out to touch the void. I wish I could feel it. Just once before our God King raises the faithful to immortality. Before... Well, yes. And I want to experience that moment. That fleet... Of course, our Lord will resurrect the faithful when he... So, perhaps you could perform a service for your betters and inconvenience me? Gift, because suicide is a different... If I were discovered with my own hand on the blade, my right to eternity would be... But if it was your hand, well, you aren't even initiated. What could you What? With that?
He reaches into his robes and pulls out a dagger. It's long, thin...
Here, strike true, and let us see what awaits.
He gasps in shocks. The knife pushes through flesh, muscle, chips a rib, and... His hands curl around your neck, and as his eyes meet yours, you pull the gore-covered dagger from his chest. With twinkling eyes visible through his helm, the Reaver offers you an apple. He shakes his head and points to your mouth, beckoning. Once more, he offers you the shine. Once more, he offers you the shiny... He holds the apple to your lips. It feels not cool, and you realize a nearby Magister has had his heart cut out, and the Reaver's gauntlet is blooded. The laughing eyes under his helm crease into a scowl, and he reaches for his weapons. He relaxes and chuckles to himself.
The moment. It was like my hair was being ripped from my scalp. Like my... exquisite. What? No. No, you get back. Get back!
The spirit turns to run, but he's already yours.
No! You can't! I was promised it...
Fight well for underlings, and you shall have more. You might even kill a Godwoken if you can find one.
The spirit of a woman in strange armor stands before you. Visible on her breastplate is...
Godwoken, why do you aid these servants of the Void? Do you not know your purpose?
The spirit stares deep into your eyes for a long...
The quality of Godwoken has declined since my time, it seems. Because I was the same as you once.
She looks you over once again. The judgmental arch of her eyebrows...
Perhaps not exactly like you. But I was not chosen for divinity. Instead, the Black Ring ended my vigil. They came, intent on destroying. The altars shall show the way, but only to those deemed worthy. Or it may not. If the gods do not choose you to progress, there was a reluctance in my heart. A lingering doubt. The gods must have sensed my unwillingness. Still, I wanted to serve them. I became...
A brief note of incomprehension and fear creeps across the...
No, that cannot be true. It cannot. Time is short, Godwoken.
The spirit of a woman in...
Godwoken, why do you aid these...
The spirit...
The quality of Godwoken has was...
She looks you over while...
Perhaps not. The Black Ring, ended my vigil. They came, intent... The gods must have sent the altars. Or it may not. If the gods do not make haste, then the void's power...
The altar stands before you, flecked with moss, in honor of Ralik, first of the gods and patron of humanity. As your prayer drifts away on the breeze, you feel the world around you shift, and there before you stands Ralik, a twisted old man. His sword clangs against the cobbles, slipping out of his hands and skittering towards you. He hears you as you step forward.
One of the others sent you, eh? Sent you to pester a poor man that has lost his sight?
He snatches it back from you, but seems more likely to use it as a
Solstice's champion. I want your... After all, what is a warrior without his sight? Give me yours. I assure you, they will be put to good use in the war against the Void.
Your god leaps forward, knocking the frail old man sideways. Ralik gets to... The image fades, leaving only the symbol of the sun. The altar stands before you, silent and still, an image...
Do you serve the God King's scum? You serve the great Almira.
He hands you a mirror of the blackest glass.
The sallow man would... The sallow man...
The glass is black, at first. But then a sickly haze begins to form. You feel his hate, his avarice, his thirst for blood. God-woken blood. He does not speak, and yet he asks you who you are. You know the wrong answer will send this man, this sallow man, into a ferocious rage. It works, and instantly you know what the sallow man wants. Alexander's head. And you know too what he's offering. Whatever you desire yourself to be. A new you... Sallow turns away. You're...
You waste my time, and the God King... A special task indeed, for which you shall be rewarded. We shall step... If you die, you serve the king, but
Half our numbers fell to Shriekers, but none have risen again. The God King must be displeased.
You lonely creature. Not unlike me once. Storm the Elven Temple and...
Go serve your god.
The witch murmurs a quiet...
Leave me be. I will not fail our God King. He will...
The warg snarls.
Cowards! Swine!
She turns to you.
Why you fight with me here?
Tell me again.
Into battle we go.
Eternity, my child. An eternity by our God King's side.
The witch's eyes are closed.
Oh, so... We shall burn the Elven.
There's God-woken filth.
Rest at last.
The temple must hold. The temple must hold that we held them off. We held them off. We held them off, and Alexander was saved. The temple must hold. The temple...
Hold up, Shriekers.
We'll need a purging one to defeat them.
Hold up, Shriekers.
We'll need a purging one to defeat them.
Embrace me.
Hold up, Shriekers.
We'll need a purging one to defeat them.
Hold up, Shriekers.
We await you. Join us. Find me. Embrace me. Find me. Embrace me. Don't fight it. Let go. Rest at last.
You do not look black. You take me for a...
The elf's deep golden eyes go wide.
The gods chose you as their champ. Run home, little godwoken. You find only death here.
The elf grabs your arm as you turn. His...
Truly. You may proceed into the temple, but I pray the other godwoken have more stomach than you. May Terce and Delia's...